Today on Free Field Training, we're going to be talking about pursuits, specifically 2 methods that you can use not to die during them that they don't generally teach at the police academy, at least not very well. Also, as a little bit of housekeeping, I've got a new merch up at freefieldtraining/merch. There's going to be a link for that in the video down below. I've got patches. They are exactly the size and shape and look of this right here on my polo shirt. We're not selling the polo shirts, but the patches themselves, hook side Velcro backed so that you can attach them onto jackets and shirts or backpacks or anything like that. I've sized them down a little bit so they fit on most of those backpacks and stuff. I have them in black/gray and OD green so that they match most of the tactical stuff people are out there using. Also, you should follow me over on Instagram. We are live streaming this on Instagram right now, and hopefully we're going to have some good topical comments and questions. Tommy_freefieldtraining to be part of the conversation there. You can catch it live. So 2 things they don't teach at the academy about pursuits. We talk about, and we've had videos on here before talking about stopping distance and driving in the winter, and our whole Be a Better Driver series. Put a little link up there or down below for all of you. One thing that we don't talk about, though, is vehicle maintenance. And another thing we don't talk about is when we're disregarding those traffic devices, how we can do so safely. So we're going to talk about very specific circumstances that we need to be aware of for pursuits with both of those issues. Start with vehicle maintenance, the boring stuff first. I'm sorry. When you get into your squad at the beginning of the day, you need to know whether or not you can use that vehicle in a pursuit. A couple things that are critically important here for you. 1, your tires. Go around, get an actual tire pressure gauge with a needle on it. That's a good indicator that it's actually a tire pressure gauge. It has a needle on it that you trust because you've used it before, and you know, like, all right, I set this at 35 pounds. I checked it with this, and they both say 35 pounds. It's a good chance that one's good. Use that on all your tires every day when you come into work. Make sure they're the same type of tire and that there is plenty of tread on those tires. If you stick a penny in the depth of the tire with Abe Lincoln's head pointed down and you can see the very top of Abe Lincoln's head, that's not enough tread. You want that puppy to go into that tread. That's very important in case you hit a wet patch on the ground, that it's going to actually eject water. In fact, you want more tread than that if you're getting in a pursuit. Another thing with that, you want to make sure there's no sidewall damage, not just on the outside of the tires, but on the inside of the tires. I'm not the best with this, I'll admit, but once a week, you want to get under there with a flashlight and kind of check the inside of the tires. You'd be surprised how people can buff curbs, not just with the outside, but with the inside of the tires, rolling over curbs, and they'll crank onto the inside of the tire and end up with sidewall damage there. If there's any sidewall damage on the car at all, think twice about taking that thing up at high speeds. So once you've got the pressure checked and the sidewalls look good and the tread looks good and they all look like they're probably the same tire or very reasonably close to it, then you're probably good to go. You got to check each tire for these things. Now, things like, of course, you're supposed to check the brake fluid on the car. I'm assuming you're going to check that at least once a week. You got to make sure there's oil in the car. You got to make sure there's coolant in the car, and all those things can make stuff go bad on you. But the balance of probability, if you're going to crash in a pursuit and it's going to be mechanically related, it's going to be a tire blowout or losing traction on a wet surface. So check those things. Those are critically important everywhere. Number 2 that they do not tell you at the academy is you are going to be driving in this pursuit. And yeah, we tell you keep back a certain distance so you can react to things that the other person's doing. Here's something that I've seen come up quite frequently. In fact, I think on a previous video, something about a glove video, I talked about people going airborne on speed bumps. Speed bumps, generally, big concrete hump in the road, the permanent ones, they're marked on both sides so that you can see the speed hump coming up, because the idea of the speed bump isn't to break your car, it's so that you slow down to go over the speed bump. Problem being, if you are following too close to the car you're pursuing, or you are going the wrong way on a one-way street, especially if you're paralleling the pursuit. So let's say it's going northbound on a side street and you're paralleling up another side street. You're going the wrong way down a one-way street, which we can do if we can explain why we had to do that. But you have to be careful. If you're going the wrong way up a one-way street, very often those speed bumps are not marked on both sides. Think about it. You're driving down the street, you see the yellow line, or you see the chevrons over the speed bump, you go, oh, that's a speed bump, need to slow down, or I'm going to go airborne. You drive the other way on the one-way street, and it just looks like blacktop until you get way too close to slow down from 60, 70 miles an hour. So keep that in mind. Also, if you find yourself on a road and you don't know whether you're going the right way or the wrong way down the road, and it's a striped road, on one side, the markers are going to be white in most situations. On the other sides, if you're going the wrong way down the street, the markers, those reflective lights going down the street, they're red. Little known fact about those in most areas. So those are two real quick tips. One practical thing that hopefully most people would know that some people that aren't mechanically inclined wouldn't know. And another one, hopefully a tip that you guys can use to keep yourself safe in the real world that maybe nobody else taught you. And if nobody else taught you those things, you just heard about them here. Make sure you subscribe and give me a like and a comment down in the description, or comment down in the comment section thanking me for that. And that also always helps the channel out because it drives more traffic to this video. So we're going to take some comments and questions from the Instagram live stream, and I'm going to get it off and on my way. I just came back from a training at work about de-escalation and smarter policing, which took 8 hours, and it didn't teach a whole lot, but it was a decent refresher. So let's go to the top, see if anybody has anything. The Goon Trace 86 says, can you be in a pursuit with a motorcycle? You can be in a pursuit with a motorcycle. I know some agencies have rules that they don't chase motorcycles, they don't chase ATVs, that type of stuff. Here's the thing though, all motorcycles are not created equal. You can have a 200cc motorcycle that doesn't go very fast, and you can have a 1000cc motorcycle that really, really cranks. How many pursuits have I been in? Hayden in Porter 54 says, how many pursuits have I been in? Way too many. 4 this week, which is why this came up. Michael says, have more pursuits been canceled in recent years with changes of policy, etc.? Yeah, we have seen a big uptick in the number of pursuits that get canceled. And a lot of that, if you saw some of my Instagram live streams before about Graham v. Connor and circumstances where pursuits just aren't viable in the modern era, when we start looking at them like use of force incidents, you'll understand that. But basically, if you can't shoot them, you can't chase them lots of the time. So most of the pursuits when I started were about drug offenses, or about traffic violations, or we've even had them for retail thefts long in the past, and now it's mostly homicides, ag battery with the firearm shootings, things like that. But we have had many, many, many. Of course, it's summer in the Chicagoland area, so that's to be expected. And that's about all we have for pursuit-related stuff. Everything else, throw me a comment down and below, and I'll do my best to answer them or make videos about them in the future. So, until next week, you guys be safe. Take care of each other. Hey, thanks for watching Free Field Training on YouTube. While you're here, check out one of our other videos, or head on over to Patreon and see how you can get your name put on the videos like these fine folks over here. You can also get early access to the content and access to patrons-only live streams. We'll see you guys next time.